We're 14 years into this Despicable Me / Minions franchise at this point. You know exactly what you're getting. This does nothing different from like anything that's
much,
come
but
the franchise just kind of feels
I
grayed
can't
out.
find anything.
It doesn't have anything else to offer.
Here, it is
Whatever was interesting about it, I got it out of the first movie. I got a little bit out of Rise of Gru.
The reviews for Despicable Me 4 are making me sick. 6.2, 56%. These critics get paid millions of dollars a year, and this is the shit they pull. And the YouTube critics, shame on all of you. You guys are supposed to be for the people, for the common man. And I catch you pushing this anti-Despicable Me agenda. None of you get the Despicable Me franchise, and none of you get Gru. When the trailer first dropped, I did a deep analysis of all the movies and how they advanced the character arc of the protagonist, Felonious Gru. In that video, I explained how this movie would be a masterpiece and act as a passing of the torch from Gru to his son Gru Jr. And I was right, that's exactly what happened, but it was executed so much better than I would have ever imagined. Illumination, you guys have done it again, and I love you. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to explain why all of the critics are fucking wrong, and how Despicable Me 4 has engraved itself in my mind as one of the most intellectual art pieces of this generation. So basically for the plot, the Grooster's living a peaceful life with his wife and his stupid kids when his old school rival, William Ferrell, reappears. He's still kind of salty about shit that happened when they were in school, so he turns himself into a human cockroach thingy and plans to transform Gru Jr. into one as well. I'm not going to get deep into the Despicable Me lore, but Gru is a part of some anti-villain organization now, and they're relocating the Gru family into a witness protection program. They are given new identities, but their neighbor, Poopy, recognizes Gru. Why is her name Poopy? Because she's the shit.
She's the fucking cheese.
And her admiration for Gru is like a bad diarrhea. She just can't hold it in no matter how hard she tries. Anyway, she blackmails him into helping her pull off a heist at their old school to steal a honey badger. The principal of the school recognizes Gru off his beautiful bald head and those boulder shoulders that he has, then tells Will Ferrell so he can track them down and murder them. He sees Gru Jr. and realizes the potential he has, so he steals him and turns him into a cockroach. With the help of Poopy and the minions, Gru stages a rescue mission, breaking his son free from Will Ferrell's control. And after an epic showdown, the minions rip Will Ferrell limb from limb, and peace is restored in the Gru household. The first thing I want to touch on, since I didn't earlier, is the minions. The minions have always been one of the best aspects of the Despicable Me universe, and this movie is no different. Every joke just hits different. If you are not full of joy and tearing up in laughter anytime they appear on screen, then you don't have a soul.
Look up.
In fact, they weren't in this movie enough, and I wish we could have seen more of them. A common criticism I've seen of this film is the plot, that it follows the same structure and hits the same beats as the previous films. And I think this was intentional and a genius move by the boys over at Illumination. The plot structure has a nostalgic charm and reinforces the series' thematic consistency. Not only that, but it works as a meta commentary on Gru's evolution as a character. His repeated conflicts with various villains highlights to the audience his journey from villainy to heroism. Each film's formulaic setup can be seen as symbolic of his dark inner struggle with his past, trying to integrate his old life as a villain with his new one as a family man. In Despicable Me 4, this is even more obvious as Gru, now a father, faces Will Ferrell, who is literally a figure from his past, forcing him to confront unresolved parts of his identity in a beautiful and stupendous way. Another criticism I've seen is how Illumination handled Gru's character arc in this film and the introduction of Gru Jr. These dumbasses have brought up how Gru Jr. is basically another Jack type character, has no depth, and how his transformation into a roach is stupid. But you know what? You're stupid. Because when I first saw him turn into that stinky, slimy bug, I had to hold back my fucking tears. In my previous video, I mentioned how this film would heavily focus on Gru Jr. and basically serve as a passing of the torch moment from father to son. And the way that storyline was handled in this film is so fucking beautiful. Jr. is a small child, so he is oblivious to his father's struggles in life. In the beginning of the movie, he has a burning hatred for his father. Rather than do the classic trope of having the kid learn about their parents' struggles, struggles and gain a new appreciation for them, Illumination wanted to be different. Illumination is him, and they wanted the audience to actually think when watching this movie. Junior's roach transformation is so symbolic and such an interesting parallel to Gru's in the first movie. In that movie, Gru is a very naughty boy and can be looked at as a roach to society. Will Ferrell even serves a similar purpose to Dr. Nefario, who both use the Grus to try and satisfy their own sick, evil fantasies. Gru Jr.'s transformation into a roach is so much more than just a physical change. It's an emotional and symbolic battle for his soul. It forces him to confront the same crossroads his father once faced, either give in to the darker impulses of power or rise above them to become something even greater. Gru's words during the final battle aren't just a father calling his son to action. They're a reminder that no matter what the world tries to turn you into, you always have the power to choose who you want to be. And Gru Jr.'s rejection of his roach form isn't just him rejecting Will Ferrell's control. It's him rejecting society's label of what he should be and instead to embrace what he can be, a hero, just like his daddy. And that's what makes this moment so damn powerful. It's not just a passing of the torch, it's a showcase of Gru's growth and his strength as a mentor, and it's also a statement that Gru Jr. isn't just a mini Gru or another Jack Jack. He's his own character with his own depth, his own struggles, and his own journey to becoming a hero. So there you have it. That's why Despicable Me 4 is such a masterpiece. I would really appreciate it if you guys could like the video because it makes me feel good about myself. Also, comment your favorite moment in Despicable Me 4. Have a minion-tastic day. Goodbye.